Show me too much is a thing I say to myself when I am balancing any kind of value in a game. So things like damage values, health values, timing especially. And there is a much more famous version of this that Sid Meier said, which is that when you're balancing a value, you should either double it or halve it. The spirit of that being that the change you're envisioning you need to make is probably much too small. You need to make a more drastic change. Which, that principle I agree with, but actually I don't think halving or doubling goes nearly far enough. I've had many cases where doubling or halving will improve it, but you still don't know where the optimal value lies because there's no guarantee or reason to expect that your initial guess, that your intuition for a value in a lot of different contexts will be within an order of magnitude of what is actually appropriate. Like, I mean, a lot of this is informed by heat signature, which is a game set in space. If you are trying to guess how big the sensor range should be on a ship in pixels when you're dealing with a galaxy, you're going to be off by vast, unimaginable factors. And so it's not enough to just double it or halve it, even if you go through several loops of that, doubling and halving it. So my philosophy is you need to keep increasing or decreasing it until you've gone too far. You need to actually see the wrong version. Don't stop when you think you got it right. Stop when you think you got it wrong in the other direction. And until you've done that, you don't know what you're doing. And I can give an example of this that's not from Sid Meier himself, but from Firaxis, his company, because Jake Solomon mentioned that after XCOM 2, I think it was, came out, the Mimic Beacon was sort of, players realized it was incredibly powerful. It's a grenade that you throw that looks like one of your soldiers, and so the enemy attack that instead of yours, and obviously that's a huge help because you know, the two most powerful enemies might waste their turn attacking this thing that doesn't even exist, and then that saves your soldiers. After they realized that this was an issue and they needed to nerf it, he tweeted that actually just before launch you used to get 2 of them instead of 1. So they used to be twice as good as they are now, and they halved it, and it wasn't enough. You need to keep going until the thing is crap. And only then do you know where the optimal value might lie, assuming it isn't just a local maximum or a local minimum, which is a whole other thing that's beyond the scope. And there's several reasons this is good. One is I've certainly been wronger than that many times. I've been wrong by more than a factor of 10, by more than a factor of 20, probably by a factor of 100. And that sensor range example, like, you don't double the sensor range, you still don't know if you got it right. And it's not until you've made it so big that the second you leave the station, the enemy ship is detecting you from the other side of the galaxy, think, okay, that's probably too much. Now we know, we've seen too little, we've seen too much, the real value is somewhere in there probably. And the other reason this is a good idea is that, so to go to the timing example, I had one where I was trying to adjust I felt like the sound for an impact was happening slightly before the actual impact. And so I tried reducing the delay by 0.1 seconds. It's only a little bit off, so I want to try a small amount. And I tried it and think, yeah, that's a bit better. Is it enough? Maybe I'll just try like another 0.1 and then look at it again and think, I think that's right. That seems definitely better. And then I thought, well, show me too much. Like, I haven't seen the 2 delayed version yet. So let's keep adding something, add another 0.1. Actually, it's pretty much the same as last time. I set it on 0.1. Oh, this isn't doing anything at all. I'm just an asshole sitting here watching the same animation over and over again. This value is actually being overridden like 10 lines down. It's set here and then something else just sets it to something else. All of that improvement that I just saw was completely in my head because I expected it to get better, so I thought it did. So I only figured out that that code was wrong because I insisted on, I need to see too much. I need to see, I've seen the too early version, now I need to see a too late version. Showing me a just right version isn't good enough because I might be completely wrong because brains are insane. Show me too much is a thing I say to myself, oh, fuck off. Seriously? That's what you're doing? That's what you're focusing on? Is this the center of the frame? What is your preoccupation with this fucking spot? Okay, great, well done.